Hey guys, what is going on? This is Anime Love, and we are doing another comment read through for this time One Punch Man Chapter 208. Now, the reason I'm doing a comment read for this video is because we got a lot more comments on this video as opposed to the one prior to it, the anime studio for verses. So I thought I would just do it for this. Plus, this was an interesting chapter. There was a lot of different perspectives on how people enjoyed it on YouTube. So I'd like to, go through the comments and stuff like that. But like always, I want you guys to feel heard. I want you to feel appreciated. And I felt like it was time for another comment read. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into that. Okay. All right. So down here, we always start at the top. Okay. And because we got so many, I'm gonna try not to read the replies. I'm gonna try, but sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I can't help myself. All right. So let's go. Let's get into it. All right. So Rajiv Spork Sled 7860. I'm so sorry, dude. I know I butchered the shit out of that. I'm so sorry. But I'll just call you Raj for short. So Raj 7860 says, I'm a huge fan of One Punch Man. I found that this chapter was very interesting. However, I completely understand your perspective. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. The fight between Blast and Empty Void in this chapter is on a much smaller scale compared to the epic battle between Saitama and Cosmic Garu on the I.O. Moon. I agree with you totally. And it's funny you say that because I thought about that fight when I was kind of like, when I was reading this chapter and stuff. I'm like, Saitama did the serious table flip and other really cool stuff in the fight with Cosmic, Garu. And I just feel like this fight compared to that one, is just, like you said, on a very small, a much smaller scale. And it's like, typically as, the story progresses, you expect the fights to become a lot more exciting and elaborate and, you see cooler stuff. You don't typically want to see less, so I just kind of feel like we're taking a step back. So I'm loving your comment so far, Raj. I think that you're hitting it right on the nose, man. Despite being a relatively small scale confrontation, it still left Blast bleeding and even cost him his arm, which is significant considering it wasn't a multiversal level fight. I agree with you there. Your point is valid, and I agree that Murata and One need to deliver an incredible god tier battle. For sure, bro. For sure. Because I feel like I agree with you, obviously, and I think you and I both, Raj, I feel like, we're at that point now in the story where it's like, all right, bro, we saw Boros, we saw the monster arc, it's like, let's get into the juicy stuff, bro, because it's time. Like, yeah, we still got the Neo Hero arc and then the Android arc, and then I think after that the God shit. But it seems like we're about halfway through the story, so it's like, let's get some juicy shit going. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, nah, you're totally right. After all, Blast is supposed to be fighting multiple God avatars and potentially God himself, so expectations are naturally high. Bro, your comment is incredible, dude. I agree with everything that you said, so I couldn't have worded it any better myself, man. Great comment. I think you articulated it very, very nicely. Yeah, man. That's what I'm here for, bro. Again, especially because he's up the ante. One has upped the ante on himself by creating verses. You know what I'm saying? If you want people, your fans, to stay interested in One Punch Man as much as they're interested in verses, then you gotta keep it exciting. And I just feel like so far, it's nowhere near as exciting. And I'm a One Punch Man fan as well. I think some people may think that I'm not because of some of the, because of the critiques that I give these newer chapters, but that's not the case, bro. I love One Punch Man. I have every volume that's available. You know what I'm saying? I love One Punch Man. It's just, I'm not going to kiss the ass of the author and the artist just because of past success. If the current shit that's coming out ain't good, I'm gonna say, hey, bro, it ain't good. And I'm gonna do the same thing for Versus, bro, because it's bound to happen. There's bound to be a Versus chapter that's gonna come out maybe soon, maybe later, hopefully later. But there's gonna be one that comes out, and it's probably gonna be a lot of talking, and I get it. We gotta set the fucking plot up. We gotta fucking do this and do that. I fucking get it, okay? I get it. But I'm gonna say, hey, bro, like, I get it. You setting it up, you doing this and that, but this chapter was boring. So Versus is not gonna be an exception just because I'm feeling it right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's all it is. And I understand not every chapter can be fucking exciting. I get that too. But again, like I always say, we've been waiting for a long time, bro. And I just feel like the wait has not been worth the fucking what we're getting so far. It just hasn't been worth it. Which is why I said, if this is what we waited for, I would have just preferred Saitama to One Punch fucking Empty Void, and then we could have been moved on from this. You know what I'm saying? It's been literally, guys, it's been like a year in what, like fucking 2 or 3 months of Ninja Arc redraws, and then fucking Neo Hero shit, and now we're finally at the battle, and it's kind of weak. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. That's all I'm saying. Man, you got a couple replies. Because your comment was so good, Raj, I just want to scan your replies real quick. Okay. Okay, so this one is interesting. So Chill Out 18 says, why would they have multiversal level fight when neither of them but God are multiversal and above? I disagree with you there, Chill Out. I disagree with you there. They are multiversal, bro. They can access the multiverse. That's part of both of their powers. Empty Void from receiving powers from God, and then to our knowledge so far, Blast just has the ability to do that. So I agree with Raj. I feel like they both have the ability to have that level of a fight, So I mean, I guess we could agree to disagree. And then the last one, the thing is, Blast was shown weaker than Garou, and Garou versus Saitama wasn't even multiversal, so why would this be a multiversal fight? Guys, it's not. I think what Raj is, and it's beyond me to try to speak for somebody else, but from what it seems like to me, what Raj is trying to say, and what I'm agree with him with, is that nobody's saying that the fight between Cosmic Garou and Saitama was multiversal. What he's saying is, and what I believe he's saying is, and what I agree with him on, is that the fight between Blast and Empty Void should be multiversal. We should be seeing some crazy shit right now because they both have powers to access different dimensions and multiverses and stuff. They already showed us that when Empty Void did his dimensional slash. He was looking at all the different planets and stuff. So they totally have those abilities from what I can see. So, and I agree with Raj. I feel like we deserve and should be seeing, even if it's just a taste, we should be seeing some of that, and we're not. So, but I got to get to the next. I got to get to the next comment, man, because we got a lot to get through. All right, appreciate you, Raj, 7860 for leaving a comment, man, and it was very well worded comment, bro. I really appreciate that. All right, so this one is from Wrath Razor 7315. That's a cool name. I like that. Yeah, I noticed manga YouTubers tend to overhype chapters instead of giving an honest opinion. Yeah, man, it's unfortunate, but And you know, I remember somebody who I was talking with in the comments kind of said this in the past too. You know, a lot of YouTubers, especially the big name ones, you know, the big name ones. And let's not kid ourselves, man. And I kind of want to give a little bit of a disclaimer too here. Let's make no mistake. Big name YouTube manga content creators, Mastar is number one, bro. Because if you pay attention, and that's just not me saying that because I like him the best out of all the ones, you know, so far. It's also because he has the most subscribers. Mastar has 3.7, a little over 3.7 million, excuse me, subscribers. Okay. But so Mastar is like number one up there in regards to One Punch Man. I don't know about anybody else, but in regards to One Punch Man, he's up there. I think Plot Armor is probably second, if I remember right. Plot Armor is up there. You know, Anime Anxiety his channel has grown tremendously. I remember when I first discovered him, he was at like 200 and something thousand subscribers, and now he's at like almost 600,000. So he has made a ton of progress. And to be honest with you, bro, I mean, he has already said that he has apparently he has an editor, and I do kind of feel like when you have an editor, things are made a little bit easier for you, because when you're a content creator like myself and a lot of other people who not only, you know, record your own videos but you also edit them, you tend to put out less content because you're exhausted, you know. But when you can record the video and then send the video off to somebody else to get it edited, shit, I'll record videos all day if I could just send them off to somebody else and have them edited. You guys would get content from me like fucking every 2 days, you know. But nonetheless, he takes the time to record them. His editor does a great job, and you know, between the two of them, they make. I will give Anime Anxiety this: they make good videos, well edited videos, and you know, I feel like his channel definitely deserves the success from what I can tell, you know. So good for him. And then of course Shonen. You know, one thing I've noticed with Shonen's channel, I like Shonen's perspective on One Punch Man. You know, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it's a little monotone, you know. But that I appreciate Shonen just being himself, you know, I appreciate that. And he's really good for like when you're just like cruising and you just want to put something on in the background or whatnot. And I love his super long videos and stuff like that. But I've noticed that Shonen has stayed at about 200 and something thousand subscribers for a while. And that honestly kind of confuses me, especially because I've seen the success of Anime Anxiety. And I feel like Anime Anxiety and Shonen's content are very similar, you know? So I kind of feel like, well, if Anime Anxiety's content is doing so well, why is Shonen kind of stuck at that, you know, in that area of subscribers? So I don't know. I thought that was kind of interesting, but I digress, guys. So yeah, you got all these, you know, like top tier, you know, manga, One Punch Man, manga reviewers and stuff. And, obviously, guys, you'll see me, you know, because I watch all of these guys. You know, I watch them for multiple reasons. I watch them to get their perspectives on it because I'm interested in their perspectives. I don't really watch Plot Armor. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really watch Plot Armor, but Mastar is my number one. I go to Mastar every time because I enjoy Mastar stuff. You know, you guys might see me critique some of the things that Mastar says. And that's the thing. Like, just because I don't agree with everything that he says doesn't mean that I don't, you know, like his content. I love Mastar's content. I think his videos are super exciting. I think they're very well edited, and I think he's a great manga reviewer for One Punch Man. I was really sad when he stopped reviewing for Versus, you know. So honestly, I wish he'll stop reviewing for Dragon Ball, because bro, Dragon Ball is done. You know, it's been done. You know, to me, it's been done since the fucking Frieza arc was done. But I I feel like for sure after the Cell arc was done, it was definitely done. But you know, Dragon Ball Super. Don't get me wrong, Dragon Ball Broly was good. That movie was good. But other than that, Dragon Ball Super was weak as fuck, bro. In my opinion. This is just my opinion, guys. And now this Dragon Ball Daima, they could miss me with that shit, bro. I wish he would stop taking the time and effort to review Dragon Ball. And I wish he would direct that effort towards Versus. Because I feel like, you know, it's gained a lot of popularity. And his audience is going to watch what he puts out. I mean, if you look at his reviews of Chapter 1 and 2 of Versus, I think Chapter 1, I want to say Chapter 1 has like over 300,000 views, bro. So he can't say it's because he ain't got enough views from it, bro. You got over 250,000 views from that, you know? And then I think that Chapter 2 has a lot of good views as well. So, you know, I don't know why he stopped, but I wish he would continue it because obviously we all love Versus here, and I think he does a great job. But I watch Mastar, I'll watch Anime Anxiety, sometimes I'll pop over to Shonen, but I like their perspectives. I like to see how they do it because here's the thing, guys. God, I'm getting off topic so bad. One thing I noticed though, with Mastar, Anime Anxiety, and Shonen, I'm gonna just say this, bro. One thing I find very hilarious about these guys is they all do things similar to one another. And when I say that, I really feel like it's more so Anime Anxiety and Shonen. But sometimes I'll see some stuff where Mastar will do something. Like for the longest time recently, bro, Mastar was not showing his face in his videos. He was just reviewing them, but he wasn't showing his face like how he normally does. And I was like, you know, that feels very impersonal. I'm not feeling the enthusiasm and stuff like that. And I'm like, is he doing that because Anime Anxiety and Shonen weren't showing their face for a good time? You know, but then Mastar started recently showing his face, but then Anime Anxiety started showing his face, you know, and then now you'll see on chapter 208, this chapter that recently came out of One Punch Man, now all of a sudden Shonen is showing his face, and he addresses it in his video. So it's like, all right, man, it just seems like you guys are copying each other, bro. And I just feel like they don't need to do that because I think that they're all really good content creators and they just need to do their own thing. Like, stop copying each other. You know, it ain't just how they do their videos. Like, sometimes they'll say the same exact thing, you know? And it's just like, it kind of just leaves a bad taste in my mouth sometimes. And I just don't feel like any of them need to do that. You know, I feel like just be your own person, do your own thing. You know, if you want to look at the competition or, you know, whatever, friendly or whatever, that's cool. And look, if you take elements from them, hey, it's all fair game, but at least give a nigga credit where credit is due. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, if I do something that Mastar has done and I got the idea from Mastar, you will see me say in my video, hey guys, you know, I saw Mastar do this. I thought it was a great idea, so I'm going to do it with my channel. I'm giving Mastar the credit. You know what I'm saying? He thought of it. It was great. I'm going to apply it to my shit. And I give Mastar credit all the time too. When I first started reviewing Versus, I didn't know what to do or how to do it. And, you know, I was looking at Mastar's video as like a blueprint, you know what I'm saying? On like how to do them, you know, and I still started off rough, but you know, I took elements from the way he did his videos, you know, but I always give Mastar credit for that. You know, I really look up to Mastar as a content creator, and I hope that someday my channel can get up to fucking 3.7 million subscribers. You know, I doubt it. Because I don't think you know, Mastar has that it factor. You know what I'm saying? Mastar has the personality of a fucking TV show host. You know what I'm saying? And that's great, man. Like, I'm envious of that. I wish I had that personality, but I don't. And I'm okay with that because I'm me, you know? But I just hope that I have some type of success that's near his, okay? But all of them that I just talked about, they all depend on One Punch Man specifically, because I think for all those channels, One Punch Man is probably their most views. You know, that's their most bread and butter. And yeah, like they have to exaggerate how good the chapters are to try to keep their audiences like intrigued, because if they are honest about their reviews, like how I am, and see, that's the thing, it's like I want the success of them, you know, I want my channels to blow up like them, but honestly guys, I refuse to sell out though. I'm just not gonna sell out. I'm gonna be me, and people are gonna like it or they're not, you know, but I'm not gonna kiss nobody's ass to get up there. And I hope that my, you know, my authenticity is what attracts people, not my fakeness. Well, no, let me not say that. Let me not say that, because that's not respectful, you know. But you know, you ain't gonna catch me exaggerating nothing. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, yeah, they have been overhyping it, bro. I've been noticing it. They've been overhyping it, especially Mastar and Anime Anxiety. I feel like Shonen's been kind of like on the fence, you know, because I watched his review of 208, and he was, you know, he was describing the chapter and stuff, but he wasn't like, oh, you know, but he's also very monotone, so maybe it just seemed like he wasn't hyping it up because he's just not a hyper guy. But Anime Anxiety, and especially Mastar, they was really blowing it up. I think Plot Armor was too. And it was just like, come on, guys. Like, let's calm it down, because it really wasn't all that. All right, let me move on to the next one, bro. Y'all be having me in my feelings with these comments. Y'all be having me talking about fucking life and shit. All right, this one is from Nira Jabahalan 5369. God, bro. I'm sorry I you know, butchered your name, but you got, man, we got to try to make some legible names, man. You know what I'm saying? Like some easier shit to read, bro, because this shit be a little too much for me. You lost me when you said you would have preferred webcomic outcome. Moreover, the thing that's crazy about this chapter is Blast taking damage. Yeah, and I remember I replied to this one, you know, because, you know, I mean, look, bro, I respect your opinion. It sounds like you wanted more action than the webcomic. So you, even though this shit has been a long journey, this whole ninja arc, and then the Neo Hero interruption, it sounds like you're still good with it. And hey, bro, more power to you if it don't bother you. But for a nigga like me, this is too much. It's too much. Too long of a wait. It wasn't worth it to me. I just would have preferred the webcomic outcome because it just would have been quicker. We would have, bro, by now we probably would have been like almost done with the Neo Hero arc by now, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm just good on all of this because to me it's just boring. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion, you know. But I respect yours as well. And then you said, moreover, the thing that's crazy about this chapter is Blast is taking damage. But see, and that's what I'm saying, bro. That's the other thing too. Not only is the chapters boring, you know, this new shit that they're introducing to us, but they built Blast up. They made him all mysterious, and they built him up to be this super strong, mysterious, number one ranked S-class hero. But now they got him getting his ass whooped, bro. So it's just like, I'm not even hyped about Blast no more. It's, oh, this nigga got his arm chopped off. He's fucking getting sliced up and shit, bro. It's like, I feel like they're fucking degrading him. So I just, you know, I'm just not crazy about it, bro. But again, I respect your opinion, and it sounds like you agree with me that it's crazy that they're degrading Blast, that they're making him take all this damage when he was supposed to be this ultra strong character. So, I mean, you know, pick a side, bro. All right. So here we got Golden Dwarf 1 says, Nothing is crazy yet. Other YouTubers want to overhype any new chapter, doesn't matter how short it is, because their content is mainly focused on One Punch Man, so they have to do that. They only care about power level stuff, and that's it. Yeah. So you basically just, double down on what I just said. Like, yeah, they're most of their content revolves around One Punch Man reviews, so it's like they have to hype it up, to keep the crowd interested and stuff. But honestly, bro, that's just not. See, that kind of shit would make me unsubscribe. That kind of shit would make me unsubscribe. And I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, bro. Like, I watch Mastar and Shonen and Anime Anxiety and Plot Armor and all of them and stuff, bro. But I'm not subscribed to them for multiple reasons. But that is one of the reasons that, they be doing shit like that, like kind of faking it. And I just don't fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, bro, why you faking it? You know what I'm saying? Like, you could keep it real. And I would fuck with you more if you just kept it real. You know what I'm saying? And stuff. But yeah, so I don't really like that. And like I said, I don't like it when I don't like it when people don't give other content creators credit when they take their ideas. Give them credit if you're gonna take their idea, and stuff like that. So just little things that just build up over time, and it's like, you know what? I don't like some of the things that they do, so I'm not gonna support in that. Now, when I watch their videos, I give them a view, and then if they do a great job, I give them a like, and or sometimes I'll leave a comment. Sometimes, but yeah, and then not to mention, bro, they're my competition. You know what I'm saying? To an extent, it's friendly competition because it ain't really that serious to me. But I'm just kind of like, they not subscribed to my channel. You know what I'm saying? So why would I be subscribed to their channel? You know what I'm saying? Now, if I knew for a fact that they were subscribed to my channel and they were helping support me, then I would subscribe to their channel, to show that same support. But let's be honest, they not subscribed to my shit. All right. So then, yeah, now you say they only care about power level stuff and that's it. I mean, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I don't know exactly what you mean by that because I feel like to an extent we all care about power level stuff. Like that's kind of the whole point of what I'm saying is like, I'm kind of feeling like the power levels of Blast and Empty Void aren't really impressive. It's not really showing any different than what we've seen in the past from other S-class heroes or villains. So I just feel like it's kind of boring. So, maybe I'm not understanding. Maybe I'm not understanding what it is that you were trying to say. But, I care about power level stuff for sure. But I'm sorry if I misunderstood that part of your comment. But appreciate you, Golden, for leaving that. All right. This one is from Giyu with a Gun. He says, instead of saying God Garu, you'd say Cosmic Fear Garu or Cosmic Garu for short. Just a heads up. Now, look, I appreciate that if I was pronouncing it incorrectly. But, if I'm not mistaken, wouldn't he be... couldn't he also be God Garu? Because this is the Garu who received his powers from God, right? So... I don't know. I'm a little confused about that. But either way, maybe moving forward, if I refer to that specific version of God, of Garu, I'll try to refer to him as Cosmic Garu. All right. Appreciate you, Gil. All right. This one is from Light Above Thunder. This video is the perfect example of why One and Murata should never listen to fans when making their story. Instead of appreciating the actual quality of the manga itself, the beautiful designs of characters that goes into it, the effort put into making a compelling story, we get crap videos like these. Oh, my video is crap videos, huh? Complaining why we haven't seen the next spectacular feat ASAP. I think it's corny that you're using the word feet. From Empty Void, and then you're okay. Well, I'll leave this for my critique of your comment. But Empty Void slicing up a universe or some BS like that, as if that's our only criteria when making a story, i.e., the power scaling has to go vertically up with every chapter, else it's disappointing. Yeah, that's the whole point of. Again, let me just read it. These past few chapters alone covered more lore aspects. I don't know what you mean by lore of this god villain than all previous. You said previous twice. Years combined, but I guess you were too busy looking for feats to gloss over that. Stick to DB or something. Not sure what else to tell you. So I remember reading this one, and I did reply to this one. This person is really funny to me because, okay, so I'm a reply to your comment, sentence by sentence. So you said this video is a perfect example of why one of Murata should never listen to fans. Sweetheart, because it looks like you're a female from your profile picture. I don't think that one is making his story based off of what fans think. I think that the author one is making his story based off of what he feels is best for it or not. I don't think he's, because if you think about it, if he listens to fans, fans are saying the opposite of each other all the time. Like you said, you want lore or whatever the fuck that means, and or maybe dialogue or whatever, but I want action. So he can't please me and please you at the same time. So I don't think that one is listening to fans. I think he's doing his own thing. I just don't like what he's doing. And you apparently do. And that's fine. We can agree to disagree. But you acting like my opinion is wrong and your opinion is right. That's not true. You know, your opinion is how you feel and my opinion is how I feel. There ain't no right or wrong. It's just we agree to disagree. You know, y'all need to get out of here with that. My opinion is right and your opinion is wrong. Like, no, that's not what it is. Y'all get out of here with that fucking superiority complex, you know? Then you said, instead of appreciating the quality of the manga itself, for one, I appreciate the quality of the manga, okay? I've said a lot of great things about the manga. I always say that Blast is the coolest looking character in One Punch Man. But I've been seeing Blast's look for, about a year and a half now? Okay, it's old. It's still cool, but it's old. I'm here to see new shit. Okay? So, if I'm not seeing new, then it's old news. That's just the way of the world, sweetheart. Okay? The beautiful designs. I mean, again, when it came to Empty Void's design, it's the same look that he originally had, but they just put the cosmic shit in his face. It's okay. It's not very creative. And obviously, Murata was struggling with his design over a plethora of chapters. Even Mastar pointed that out. So, I mean, yes, some of the designs for some of the characters are great or amazing. You know, Blast is a great example. Genos is a great example. But again, we've seen that, okay? And although we appreciate it, let's move on to the new shit, okay? But Empty Void, it's all right. The effort put into making the compelling story, I mean, that's what I'm saying. To me, the story is not that compelling anymore. It was good, but this new shit that one is adding to it, I'm not too crazy about. Again, you may like it, but I don't like it. Okay? That doesn't mean that you're wrong. That doesn't mean that I'm wrong. So for you to get on my shit voluntarily, because I'm not putting a gun to your head and making you watch my shit, you're choosing to watch my shit. But for you to get on my shit and then make it seem like I'm wrong for expressing myself, fuck you, okay? This is my opinion. This is my channel. And I'm going to express how I feel. Um, we get crap videos like these complaining. I bet I'm not going to do it, but I bet if I went to your channel, you probably don't even have any videos. Okay? Now, I'm not going to say that my videos are the best in the world because I don't think that they are, but I don't think that they're crap either. And apparently, 444 other people don't think that they're crap either. Maybe even more than that. It's funny how a motherfucker who ain't even doing YouTube gonna criticize my shit. Like, what the fuck? Complaining why we haven't seen the next spectacular feat. For one, I hate it when motherfuckers say feet. It sounds like you talking about actual feet. You ain't gotta say feet. You could just say the next spectacular, powers or power up or whatever. Like feet, come on. Feet just sounds so fucking feet. Like, what are you talking about? Fucking toes and shit? ASAP from EV. And since you so proper, why don't you actually spell out the whole fucking name? Empty Void. Not everybody's gonna know what fucking EV means. Some people might think you're talking about a fucking STD or something. EV slicing up a universe or some BS like that. Oh, so Empty Void doing a dimensional slash, that's BS? Like, dude, you're confusing me. Do you like One Punch Man or you don't? As if that's our only criteria when making a story. Well, One Punch Man is a fighting story, so yes, everybody here is for fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like, me personally, I don't mind the dialogue. I like it every here and there, but I'm here for that action. You know what I'm saying? So you can miss me with everything else. The power scaling has to go vertically up with every chapter or else it's disappointing. Absolutely. To me, that's the whole point of a story like this. I want to be impressed as the story goes along. If the story goes along and the power scale gets lower and lower, that's going to be fucking, like you said, disappointing to me. That's common sense. These past few chapters alone covered more lore aspects of this god villain than all previous years combined. I mean, I guess, barely. I mean, they kind of touch on God a little bit and stuff, but so, who cares? But I guess you were too busy looking for, we're just going to say powers. I'm tired of saying feats. To gloss over. Yes, I go crazy over seeing really good action. Shoot me. The fuck? Stick to DB. See, I found it funny that you said stick to DB. I don't watch Dragon Ball. Okay? I like the old Dragon Ball shit and I own the DVDs. So if I wanted to watch the old shit, I can, but I don't watch Dragon Ball. So for you to say stick to Dragon Ball, that's how stupid you are. You're not even suggesting something that I actually like. Maybe you like Dragon Ball because you have no taste, but I got actual taste. Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan, again, One Punch Man, fucking My Hero Academia, Fire Force, Fog Hill of the Five Elements. I got actual taste, sweetheart. Dragon Ball, you can miss me with that shit. And then you said, not sure what else to tell you. I didn't ask you for your fucking opinion. You don't need to tell me shit. I didn't ask you for nothing. You can keep your fucking irrelevant opinion to yourself. Like I said, I'm not forcing you to watch my shit. Feel free to, but I'm not forcing you to watch it. But hey, feel free to continue to hate watch it if you want to. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, your comment is you seem very snotty. You seem like you're fucking like a uppity cunt that fucking that thinks that you're better than everybody, and it sounds like you think that you're intellectual, but to be honest with you, when I was reading your shit, you don't sound very intellectual. All right, on to the next one. Natty 5D. Garu is dark cosmic, and Empty Void is light cosmic, dark light, good evil. This should be still the setup for a big fight that's incoming. Okay, so you're saying that the fact that Garu and Empty Void have different types of cosmic powers should be foreshadowing something. Okay, I can see that. I can see that. Interesting. I never really thought about that. Okay, Danny. Well, appreciate your comment. On to the next one. Well, you know what, guys? I'm gonna take a quick. I'm gonna take a quick break. So we're gonna continue with George Pattymore. You guys won't really notice the break. I'll just combine both of the clips and then we'll just continue as before. But I just need a quick break because again, these were a lot of comments. All right. I'll see you guys here in a sec. All right, guys, I am back. So let's go ahead and continue with this comment read. So we have at George Pattymore 7037. He says, I think part of it is that we are getting too much and too little of Blast at the same time. Too much and too little of Blast. Honestly, I'm not sure what you mean by that. On the one hand, him sticking around subtracts from his mystery, and on the other, too little is being done to add to his character or make him interesting. Okay, so on one hand, him sticking around subtracts from his mystery. Agree with you there. And on the other, too little is being done to add to his character to make him interesting. He is just a teleporty guy who we have little investment in due to ambiguous backstory. Yeah, honestly, dude, that's a pretty accurate assumption there for sure. Like you said, like they're showing him more, so that mystery factor is not as much of a factor as it once was, which kind of added to his interest, right? Like, oh man, I want to learn more about him. We know quite a bit about him personally or personality wise, and how he's affected the story so far. But like you said, other than him just teleporting all over the damn place, and I never really thought about it like that, man. That's all he really does is just teleport. He teleports himself, he teleports other people. It's like, okay, guys, we get it. He likes to teleport. Show us something else, And yeah, they're just not adding, like you said, to his character to make him more interesting. Yeah, that's a great point, George. That's a great point. I really appreciate you putting that into perspective. Because I'm not, at first, when I read your first sentence, we're getting too much of him, but too little of him. I was like, wait, what? So, no, that makes sense, though, now that I read your description of it. Great comment, George. Great comment. All right, so now we're going down to Hunter 6858. How you doing, Hunter? I think this chapter is good. Not crazy because if two of the strongest characters fighting, we must see some distraction like what happened in Saitama and Garu fight. Did you mean distraction or destruction? I think you meant destruction. But I agree with you, and I think somebody pointed that out in the few comments above you. It kind of feels like we're getting a downgrade from, a previous fight that we've seen. And typically, as a consumer of a story, you want to see the power scale gradually increase. You don't really want to see it gradually decrease because, it's like, well, I've seen something better than that in the past, so why would I, be interested in this, So that's why that previous person who commented and was like, people just want to see, the powers increase. Well, duh, that's how you make a successful fighting series. People don't want to see the power level decrease. Like, what the fuck? So totally agree with you here, Hunter. And the person who made a similar comment to you, like, if we're seeing some of the strongest fighters, we should be seeing more interesting abilities and, just some crazy stuff. And right now we're just, like Saitama's serious table flip, that was crazy. That was insane, bro. His serious sneeze, his serious, squirt gun, usually all of his serious moves, serious sideway jumps, those are crazy. We're not seeing anything even close to those type of abilities with this fight between Blast and Empty Void, and it's just kind of boring. It's kind of like it's okay. So it sounds like we're all on the same page for sure, except for the few in these comments here that they're upset that they're upset with us that we're bored with the lack thereof and that we want to see something amazing. I don't understand how you can get upset with people who want to see what would be expected. Appreciate you, Hunter. Let's go down to the next one. All right, so this one is Domagoj Plays. I hope I didn't destroy that. To be fair, One Punch Man did have that huge break, and then they gave us a few chapters based around Neo Heroes and Siryu. So seeing the 2 manga chapters based on the main story is a bit more hyped. You're saying, to be fair, One Punch Man did have that huge break. I don't understand what you mean, to be fair. That's kind of where the problem is coming in for myself, and I think a lot of the other people who agree with me is the issue is we started the ninja arc, right? The first like 5 or 6 chapters of the ninja arc was about a 6-month process. Then they announced, hey, you know what? We don't really care for these. We're gonna go ahead and do some redraws. So they take about another 6 months or so doing the redraws. Then Yusuke Murata says, I'm tired, I need to take a 2-month break. So he takes a 2-month break, and then when we come back, instead of going back to the Blast and Empty Void fight, they show us the Neo Hero stuff for about 4 or 5 chapters. And then we finally get back to this fight. We finally get back to this fight, and now this fight is like boring. That's the problem, bro. I think that us as viewers, we've given the author one and Yusuke Murata plenty of time to do what made them happy, because not a lot of people called for those redraws of the ninja arc. Now, don't get me wrong, I wasn't impressed with the initials, but that didn't necessarily mean I wanted them to go back and redraw them. I just wasn't impressed with it. And to be honest with you, I wasn't too much more impressed with the redraws. So I kind of felt like that was a waste of time, And then the Neo Hero stuff, I just felt like it was a bad strategy on the author's part to build the hype up for the fight just to walk away from it for about 4 or 5 chapters. Because what you're doing is you're allowing that hype to die down, And then when you bring the fight back, some people may get hyped for it again, but you had others like myself and maybe other people where it's like, I don't even care anymore. That shit was like fucking 3 months ago. I don't care, So it's just, it sucks because we're all One Punch Man fans here, but I just don't like the route that one went with this, I really don't. I feel like it was a bad decision on his part. And I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because he is, one of my most favorite, manga authors. But it just was a bad move, So I think I understand what you're trying to say for your first top sentences there. I just don't necessarily agree with it, man. I feel like we gave them plenty of time to get their shit together and then impress us. And now that it's here, it's just not very impressive, But let me finish your comment here. On an unrelated note, what are your thoughts on my favorite character, Platinum S? Did they waste his potential by just making him a pillar for Garou to step on? To be honest, bro, I agree with you 100%. I think that, of course he had multiple names. Black Sperm, Golden Sperm, Platinum Sperm, and stuff like that. I feel like his character was really cool, And you're right. with them not killing him in the monster arc, they could bring him back for more stuff. But to my knowledge, from what I've seen in the webcomic, he never comes back, really. And I agree with you. I think that that's a wasted, cool villain. You know, if he continues to be a villain, maybe he switches to the good guy side, you know, or something for whatever reason or whatever. But yeah, I agree with you. I think that his powers are really cool. I think his look is really cool. And if you're not going to kill him, why not bring him back? I agree with you 100% there for sure. Yeah, I honestly, during that, you know, the monster arc where he was fighting Garu and Flashy Flash, I felt, you know, honestly, man, I kind of felt like they should have showed more of his abilities as Platinum S. I really do. I feel like they didn't show us a whole lot, and yeah, I don't know, man. I hate to keep shitting on, you know, One and Yusuke Murata, but I just feel like there's a lot of missed opportunities with One Punch Man, and it's unfortunate. Don't get me wrong, I understand, you know, the story's got to eventually come to an end, so we can't elaborate on every single character, but I mean, you know, Platinum S, Blast for sure, you know, you gotta elaborate on these things. Honestly, I feel everybody. I do think it's a good idea that they elaborated a little bit more on Empty Void, since she was supposed to be such a strong villain. But I just don't think that the way they're doing it is it, bro. I feel like they should have did it a little bit. I don't know, man. It just ain't it for sure. It just ain't it. But yeah, no, totally agree with you. Appreciate your comment. Damago Plays, appreciate you, bro. Sorry I did not reply to your comment via messaging. It's just been a lot of stuff going on, you know, around the house and dealing with the outside world and stuff like that, bro. I haven't been feeling well. I think I did see your question before and I meant to reply to it, but I just never got to it. So hopefully you, you know, are fine with this reply here. But again, I appreciate you, man. All right, so going down to the next one. This one is from AF Shinmim 290. Some of these names, man. All right, Blast never got damaged before, so that was unexpected. Void got Garu Factor, that was new information. Battle happened between Blast. Bro, here's the thing, guys. Sometimes when you guys message, I understand sometimes you're messaging on your phone or something like that, but, you know, try to, you know, write it, though, in a way that makes it legible and readable for me, because the way this is written, I'm really having to just try to read it in a way that makes sense. But if I read it exactly how it's put here, it's just difficult to read. So Blast never got damaged before, so that was unexpected. Void got Garu Factor, that was new information. Battle happened between Blast throwing glasses and Flashy Flash catch it. It was short. Chapter about 14 page as always, but you should consider information per pages for anime perspective. This arc gonna be 3 times faster. Okay. I'm trying to take in everything that you said, but again, because the way it was written, I mean, these are not complete sentences. Kind of sounds like you're just putting, like, you know, part of your thoughts on this in the message. I mean, you know, the part where you're I mean, yes, I agree with you. Blast hasn't really ever taken damage before, so that is interesting. Void got the Garu fact. I mean, to be honest with you, bro, anything with Empty Void beyond him getting one punch by Saitama is new information, you know, because that's how it was in the webcomic. He got one punch off screen, that's it. You know, the fucking ninja arc, excuse me, the ninja arc was over. So anything that we're seeing now is totally new information. Battle happened between, I'm aware that this battle sequence happened within the short period of time of Blast throwing his glasses to Flashy Flash. I'm aware of that. And then you saying, it was short. I mean, they're all short. That's the unfortunate thing. Now, I mean, we get two a month. So if you combine them together, they're about the same amount that we get of verses. But I mean, we used to get so much more from Yusuke Murata. So clearly, he's got other things going on that keeps him from giving us more. And then always, but you should consider information per pages. I do. I'm not sure why you would say that. I take every page into consideration, especially when I'm deciding on what I'm going to talk about for the chapter. A lot of the times I don't like to talk about every single page because I don't think that every single page is completely relevant to, pointing out what I think is interesting about the chapter, but I definitely take every page into consideration. It's just the more pages I talk about, the more work I got to do, so I don't know if that's what you're referring to. And this arc is going to be 3 times faster. I don't know what you mean by that. Okay. Well, I'd love to comment more about your comment, bro, but again, it's kind of hard to understand. So I'm going to go ahead and head to the next one. All right. But I do appreciate you leaving a comment. All right, this one is from the Bit Allah Sharani 4114. Blast power is strong and reasonable, but Void is very strong. The only one who can defeat it is Saitama. Okay. Okay, so what you're saying is hey, I think that Blast's abilities are impressive. And it's reasonable that he's not like wowing us because he's not Saitama. Agree with you there. And you're saying that, well, hey, look, Blast accepted God's power, so he's just extremely strong. I can understand that too. I've got no disagreements with you there. I think that you are probably definitely right. I would just say it's still a letdown because me personally, I thought that Blast was going to be a lot stronger than what we're seeing, personally. Okay. All right. Well, appreciate the comment. All right. And then it says, this one is from Yash Levi 9674. Levi says, we might see other Blast variants in next chapter. Really? Okay. So you think he's going to kind of open up the multiverse and then other Blast variants are going to come out? That's interesting. Honestly, I never thought that they would possibly go that route. I mean, personally, I think that's doubtful. I think that's wishful thinking. But if we do see it, I would definitely give you a shout out because that would be one hell of a prediction. But yeah, that would definitely be something new, something different. All right, well, appreciate that. Thank you for leaving a comment. All right, so the next one is from Michael Mulligan 9712. Michael says, my main problem with this fight is that Empty Void should be close to Awakened Garou in power, and yet Flash and Sonic are able to watch the fights and their attacks. Sonic was even able to throw kunai that got pretty close to Void. Blast casually dodged Flash's maximum speed. Flashy kicks to the point that Flash couldn't even see him, but Flash was able to watch the Blast versus Void fight. Okay, so I see what you're saying. You're kind of saying like the power scaling isn't really making a difference, or is it making sense right now? Like it seemed like certain people weren't able to keep up with fights in the past, so how are they able to keep up with them now? And yeah, I agree with you. That is a problem that is really starting to surface itself within this One Punch Man story. Is the power scaling is just, it's starting to not make sense, honestly. Between these villains and some of these heroes, it's like, wait a minute. If you were able to do this in the past, how come you can't do this now? or if you weren't able to do this in the past, how are you able to do it now? You know, I agree with you completely, Michael. The power scaling is getting a little confusing. It's starting to not hold water, and it's kind of ruining, you know, the feel. I agree with you totally. It looks like you got some replies here. Let's see here. So Golden said, someone tell this guy that kunai was an illusion created by Void. It's more of the fact that Blast thought Sonic would be able to do it that in the first place. Because Blast literally held down Void at one, everybody thought that Blast stronger. Now this chapter, everybody believes Void is stronger. What next chapter going to show that Blast is stronger again? Bro, just wait till the fight is completely over and you see who walks away. I mean, that's the thing though, bro. Are we ever going to see the end of this fight? Honestly, guys, I feel like I've been in this ninja arc forever, and it really shouldn't have been this long. To be honest with you, the ninjas in this story weren't even really that interesting to me to begin with. So that's why I'm just like, bro, when are we gonna be done with this shit? You know what I'm saying? But this is the thing, and this is where I agree with you, Michael, about the kunai thing. You know, because Golden is saying, well, it's an illusion. Honestly, guys, that was a thing about Naruto that really turned me off. The whole, you know, illusion shit, you know, them doing the fucking fingers and then they would turn into a tree log and you find out that they're fucking behind you. Honestly, bro, because I saw the fight between Sasuke and his brother and they kept like killing each other, but then they were like, oh, you think you got me, but I'm not really there, and then they're really behind them or somewhere else. They did that like 4 or 5 times. I said, bro, what the fuck am I watching? Like, are y'all niggas gonna fight or what? Like, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, they starting to turn this into some Naruto shit, and I don't think that's the way to go, bro. I really don't. Like, I'm not into that, you know, personally. So, yeah. I'm so ready to be done with this ninja arc. Well, I appreciate you, Michael. Appreciate you leaving a comment, bro. All right. This one is from Aldi Imbu 211. Says, someone always complains. Okay, here's the thing, bro. If you're saying that someone always complains, maybe that's because there's a valid reason to complain. If you're seeing so many people complaining, then it's probably because there's something wrong. Genuinely. The fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, and I think I know I replied to this, and I'm like, of course I'm complaining about it because it's earned it. It's not good. It was good, but now it's not. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? It's as simple as that. Let's see here. And then Rather Razor 7315 said, it was decent, but too short for my taste. I feel you on that, bro. Honestly, these One Punch Man chapters, they are so fucking short. It's hard to get hype and get into them because it's like they're so fucking short. It's like, it's hard to get excited for him now. It really is. And then this Aldi Imbu 211 guy says, okay, like, isn't it the point? It's the same artist. And again, I don't know who this guy is, who this person is, Aldi Imbu 211, but you're not the sharpest tool in the box, bro. Because first you say someone always complains like it's a problem, but again, if someone's always complaining, then that genuinely means that there's something wrong with the content, right? That needs to be corrected. Now you're saying, well, isn't it the point, you know, for things to look the same, you know, because it's coming from the same artist? I'm going to just tell you guys exactly what I replied back to this guy. I just basically said, so you think the point of a manga or a story, and you know, a manga has images, is to see the same images and attacks in different sequences and arcs. And I said, good luck with that. And essentially, what I mean by that, guys, is if you have a story, a manga with images that are exactly the same as a previous, arc and previous characters and stuff, people are going to get bored with it, and then your story or your manga is not going to be successful. It's going to fucking bomb, bro. You know what I'm saying? And one has been successful thus far in the past because everything leading up until now has been new. But it seems like since we've gotten to this ninja arc, we've just been stuck in this loop of repeat attacks and repeat looks and, things like that. And it's just like, bro, get out of this. He should have left it the way it was, bro. He should have left it the way it was. He did not have the creativity to add this. I'm sorry he didn't, But for you to make it seem like, isn't the point of the same artist to have the same images? Like, bro, do everybody a favor, bro. Don't ever write a story or do a manga, because you clearly don't know how a successful one should be made. All right, guys. Well, that's it, man. That is all the comments for the chapter 208 of One Punch Man that I reviewed. I'm sorry that we kind of had some distasteful ones in there. I'm sorry if you guys saw a side of me that isn't necessarily nice, but hey, man, this is my channel. I speak my mind. As long as people are respectful towards me, I will be respectful towards you. But if you come on my channel, you get in my comments and you start, disrespecting me, or you say, silly shit or disrespectful shit, you're going to get my genuine response, So, it just kind of is what it is and stuff. But I hope that for the people who are here who actually like my content, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you feel heard. I hope you feel appreciated, because that's what these comment read-throughs are for. I hope you were entertained by me, getting at these people who leave this bullshit in my comments, these stupid ass questions or disrespectful comments. I hope you guys were entertained by it. Yeah, man, I'll see you guys on the next one, okay? Hit like always, and if you haven't subscribed but you want to see more content like this in the future, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye.